What's this week's Parsha? Oh, and what should we name it? Ta-da! Hello, welcome back to Parshas Yisro to Insightful Torah. This is Parshas Yisro. In Parshas Yisro, the Jews were given the Torah on Mount Sinai. But the question is, if this week's Parsha is all about giving the Torah, that's the main theme, why is the name of the Parsha, which usually tells a story about the Parsha, is usually the name that exemplifies the entire portion of that week, why is it called Yisro, after Moshe's father-in-law? So to answer this question, we have to understand who Yisro was and what his job was by coming to visit Moshe. So this is a person, he's a Kohen Midian, he's a head honcho, a big leader in Midian. He's a very dignified person. And he comes and says, I've served all the other idols. I've seen all the other gods, all these other things. I've served them all. I've been there, done that, see what they've done, see what they are. But when I saw your God do the 10 plagues in Egypt, or heard about it, and I heard about the stories of the Red Sea and all the other miracles that God did for you guys, I know that you guys are onto something special. This is something that's unique, ordinary. This is out of the ordinary. This is something that's special. And with his realization, so that's what brought out the giving the Torah. I needed him to say this realization. That he says, Adi Daiti, now I know that there's something special going on by the Jewish people and this God of yours. That even though I'm a person who's seen all the other stuff, all the other idols, not the other idols, but I've seen all the idols of the world, all these other so-called gods that they call. And I've seen them and said, no, your God's something special. This is a whole other world. Your God is the real deal. And it was with that realization that the Torah was able to be given. Now, how do we understand this? So the idea is contrast, right? If you have a color, let's say you've only seen red, the color red in your life. Only red, or only black, or only green, whatever color it is. You just, that's what it is. Okay, green. It's the only color. There's black, white, and there's green. Okay, fine. But then when you take green, and then you finally see blue, you're like, wow, I now understand what's so special about green. Because I see contrast. I see blue, I see green, and I see how they're different, and now I appreciate the green a lot more. That's kind of like what's going on here. The power of opposites, of contrast and color, then you start to bring out the beauty in something, right? You have sweet and spicy. If you only have sweet in your life, you don't appreciate the sweetness until you have something salty. And you say, wow, there's spicy, right? You have something spicy, you have something sweet. You start to appreciate so much more. So if we would have given the Torah just on the basis of, okay, we don't know anything else, the only thing we know is Torah, so then, okay, whatever, it is what it is. But when you have someone like Yisro come in like a dignified person, someone who's a special person, coming and saying, I've seen all the other things. I know what the other stuff is like. But your God, this God of yours, this is unbelievable. That shows something, it was that contrast and that beauty that shows that there's something special going on. And with that, the Torah is able to be given. And in our life, we have to try understanding that, we can live our whole life going the way it is, etc., until we see someone else in a worse situation. And then we better understand our situation, we start to appreciate what we have, right? If you imagine this, you have a rich person. His whole life he's rich. And then you go and see someone who's poor. And you start to say, wow, it's such a blessing that God gave me that I have this money and I'm able to support myself, because this other person doesn't have that situation. Or when it comes to health, or it comes to children, or all these other worldly things, when you see someone who doesn't have that thing, you start to appreciate so much more. You say, wow, your whole life you have children, okay. You see a person without children, or maybe with less children, or whatever it is, or maybe you see someone's healthy, and you see someone's not healthy. It's all about contrast. You start to appreciate what you have, no matter what it is, whether it's health, whether it's children, whether it's wealth, whatever it is. You start to appreciate things a lot more when you see someone that doesn't have it, or when you don't have it and you see someone else that has it. That contrast brings out so much, and that's why the Parshas is called Yisro. It's because this contrast that we see in that Yisro is able to distinguish between God, Hashem, and these idols. And he said, I see the beauty in Torah, I see the beauty in Hashem, because I've seen the other stuff, and I say, this is something else. We need to look outside the box. We need to look at what other people have or don't have, and then we can start to appreciate what we have. And we have to appreciate everything we do have, because everything that we have everything that we have is special, and we have to appreciate everything we have. And even though we think we don't have, and we think it's always green on the other side, we have to realize that we all have something that we have to appreciate. And in this case, we have the Torah. We have the Torah is out there. There's a lot of lessons that can be learned, and we need to appreciate the Torah and say, wow, there's so much we've learned and so much here. And we have to really bring out that beauty by really delving ourselves into it and trying to learn these lessons, and then see, wow, how amazing and how insightful Torah can certainly be. Okay, thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you next week. Have an amazing week, and thanks again. Bye-bye.